Today on Public Eye News, Governor Whitmer announces new job opportunities in Ottawa and Muskegon. But first, some information on housing development downstate and up-and-coming timber projects.
Coming up, Kenneth Hickmott will give you your weather forecast, where we'll take a look at conditions for today and days to come. And later, Dylan Dubé will give you your sports breakdown. I'm Ashlyn Shadig.
And I'm Emily Goodacre. This is Public Eye News. Timber building movement just got a boost with new funding for a project in Upper Peninsula. The Michigan Mass Timber Catalyst Program is giving $50,000 to support a mass timber long-term care facility planned by the Bay Mills Indian community in Brimley. This award is part of a group of 10 projects across the state sharing about $400,000 in funding to help encourage construction using mass timber, a building method that uses engineered wood that can be strong and fire resistant. The UP project joins 9 others in the Lower Peninsula that also receive funds for projects, including mixed-use facilities and educational spaces. Mass timber buildings are becoming more common in Michigan, with more than 65 projects complete in development or under construction across the state. And an empty space on Grand Rapids West Side could soon become a new place for people to live. The Michigan Strategic Fund Board has approved support for a project that will bring 109 new apartments to the neighborhood. The project will include those mostly studio and one-bedroom apartments, along with 3 commercial spaces for businesses. State support includes a performance-based loan up to $4.7 million to help move the project forward and redevelop the site. The building is located along the West Fulton Corridor and close to restaurants, entertainment, and Grand Valley State University's downtown campus. The mixed-use project is expected to help meet the growing demand for housing while bringing more activity and walkability to the neighborhood.
The Marquette general public now has a chance to participate in salamander migration research. Each year around this time, blue-spotted salamanders leave their holes in Presque Isle Park and cross the road to lay their eggs. NMU students are usually involved with data collection, conservation, and public education. This time around, the public is invited to help. Since the public is usually there taking pictures anyway, this is a great way to expand the data collection. Participants will be given a ruler and directions on how to use it. The person will then snap a photo and upload it to the iNaturalist platform. For more information on how to get involved, search up NMU Salamander Migration. And NMU's Center for Native American Studies is taking part in a 2026 Sugar Bush program. CNAS and its Native American Community Engagement class started to work on a program last year with the Upper Peninsula Land Conservancy. MSHS Title VI in Salt Tribe Culture and Language joined this winter. A Sugar Bush program is an educational opportunity to learn the sustainable and traditional way of gathering sap from sugar maple trees. Last Friday, a group gathered at the Venti Peters Conservation Reserve. Here, a spring equinox event and ceremony was held. Afterwards, a group snowshoe took place to find maple trees that could be tapped for sap collection. More events are planned for the upcoming month. And as the war continues on in the Middle East, we are seeing the impacts it has on our farmers. Augustina Moss from WTOC News shows us what is happening and what farmers are doing.
From the fuel that powers equipment behind me and the fertilizer that goes into soil, farmers are saying every bit of operation has become more expensive, and they're feeling it right as planting season begins. For most farmers, this time of year is about one thing: getting crops in the ground. But this season, the effective closure of the Strait of Hormuz is disrupting the global supply of urea, a key ingredient in nitrogen fertilizer, and prices are spiking fast.
Fertilizer prices in the last couple of weeks with the war going on, nitrogen products are almost up 50%, and that is an extreme worry because the southeast where we are currently will consume 60% of our yearly needs for nitrogen products in the next 45 days.
Those rising costs are forcing some producers to rethink what and whether they can afford to plant.
A lot of people are having to change planting intentions. A lot of folks that were intended to plant corn are backing up. Their budgets are not working with their banks to be able to grow this crop. They're having to just find other ways to do, and I mean, in some cases, some folks are considering laying land out and not farming it.
The pressure is hitting at the worst possible time. Farmers are already dealing with storm damage and severe drought, and now locking in decisions that will define the rest of the growing season.
You know, as the tractor you see behind me running, you know, we're burning 100 gallons of fuel a day. So that's already $100 a day cost increase just in fuel.
Cotton and peanut season is just weeks away, and farmers say the financial strain is only growing.
You know, something is going to have to change to be able to keep your Georgia farmers afloat.
If costs keep rising, farmers say it's not just their bottom line. Consumers could also see the impacts at the checkout line. Reporting in Sylvania, Augustina Malus, WTOC News.
Don't touch that dial. Our very own Kenneth will have your weather forecast. We'll be right back.
Wherever there's prey, there's a raptor to hunt it. Feathered Top Guns, with fists full of daggers. Raptors rule the skies. But what exactly counts as a bird of prey? It turns out they're even more special than we realize.
Tonight at 8 on WNMU TV.
Welcome back to Public Eye News. I'm Kenneth Hickmott, here to bring you your weather forecast for today. Taking a look at the roof cam, we can see mainly a lot of overcast skies, a lot of clouds, seeing a little bit of blue over there in the top left, but it's mainly really overcast right now. So taking a look at the conditions across the state, we can see Houghton is currently 46 and partly cloudy, Ironwood 52, mostly cloudy, Iron Mountain 48 and mostly cloudy, Menominee is 39 and mostly cloudy. We can see that mostly cloudy thing kind of staying across most of the state here. Taking a look at the other side now with Escanaba, we can see it's 39 and mostly cloudy, 37 in Manistee and overcast, 28 in Sault Ste. Marie and overcast, and here in Marquette it is 41 and overcast. Taking a look at the deeper conditions today, we can see we're getting some winds at about 14 miles per hour coming in from the south, and our barometric pressure is 29.73 inches and falling. Looking at our conditions a little bit later tonight, we can see those clouds are going to keep coming in, probably blocking out our moon tonight, mostly cloudy, with lows reaching at about 29 and winds from about 5 to 10 miles per hour coming from the northwest, and our moon phase tonight is going to be in the first quarter. Taking a look at the conditions tomorrow, we can see it's going to be mostly cloudy, some of those clouds going away, showing some sun, highs in the 38 and low in 19, with winds from the north at about 10 to 15 miles per hour. Taking a look at our weekend conditions, we can see we're going to start a little cold, but it's going to get hotter as we go on. Friday, high of 28 and a low of 18, mostly cloudy. Saturday, high of 34, low of 22, mostly cloudy. And then we're going to start next week pretty right with Sunday at a high of 45, low of 35, and mostly sunny. That'll be it for weather today. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Candace, for that weather forecast. Looking forward to the sun coming up here. Now on to some national news. Michigan's Attorney General Dana Nessel is fighting a plan to turn an old warehouse into a large immigration detention center. The state of Michigan and the city of Romulus filed a lawsuit against the U.S. Department of Homeland Security and ICE over plans to convert a warehouse into a mass detention facility. The lawsuit asks a federal court to block the conservation and stop the construction of the detention center. Nessel reports that the warehouse is not a suitable site for a large detention facility. The building is located near an elementary school, a middle school, and residential neighborhoods. And the lawsuit argues it lacks the infrastructure needed to support hundreds of detainees and staffs. The lawsuit will now be decided in federal court as the state seeks to block the project. And new jobs are coming to Michigan. Governor Gretchen Whitmer announced that the Michigan Strategic Fund Board approved projects to boost local communities and create hundreds of jobs. In Coopersville, located in Ottawa County, Fairlife is expanding its facilities with updated buildings and infrastructure, bringing 150 new jobs to the area. Meanwhile, in Muskegon County, Chobani's expansion, supported by improvements to wastewater systems, is expected to create 337 new jobs. This project not only modernizes facilities, but also provides opportunities for both current residents and newcomers looking for work in the region. The expansions are expected to strengthen local economies, attract more businesses, and support long-term growth in West Michigan. And a deal to end the partial government shutdown and fund DSH looks uncertain this morning after Democrats balked the latest Republican proposal. It comes as passengers continue to face hour-long lines at some airports nationwide, and the acting TSA administrator is testifying on Capitol Hill. Natalie Brand has more details from the White House.
Anticipating longer airport lines, airline passengers are planning in advance.
Did everything right, called the airlines, called my Uber, didn't get no sleep last night because I didn't want to miss the flight.
TSA agents are poised to miss another paycheck later this week, putting pressure on lawmakers on Capitol Hill.
Multiple major airports are experiencing days where 40 to 50% of their staff are calling out because they simply cannot afford to report to work.
The acting TSA administrator testified today about the growing impacts.
We are being forced to consolidate lanes and may have to close smaller airports if we do not have enough officers.
President Trump met with Senate Republicans earlier in the week, but optimism around a breakthrough seems to be waning.
They're negotiating a deal. I guess they're getting fairly close, but I think any deal they make, I'm pretty much not happy with it.
Republicans presented Democrats with a proposal that would fund the Department of Homeland Security except ICE enforcement and removal operations. But Democratic leaders pushed back, saying it does not include the reforms they have been demanding, such as tightening rules around warrants.
We need strong reforms, and we need to rein in ICE. We've been consistent in what we've been asking for from the get-go.
Democrats also criticized the GOP plan because it would include money for ICE Homeland Security investigations. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
Up next, Dylan Dubé has your sports breakdown. Don't go away.
A deadly disaster in a critical shipping lane.
Nightmare scenario.
How could a modern ship lose control?
From the time Dolly lost power till it hit the bridge was 4 minutes.
Could it happen again?
This could have been prevented.
The race to reopen.
There's so much pressure on the beam.
After the Baltimore Bridge collapse.
That's very dangerous.
On Nova.
Tonight at 9 on WNMU TV.
Welcome back to Public Eye News. I'm Dylan Dubé, here to give you your sports breakdown. Starting off, 4 members of the NMU men's basketball team have been named to the 2026 College Sports Communicators Academic All-District Team. Graduate students Dylan Keel, Jackson Dudek, and Sam Prevet, along with redshirt junior Charlie Miller, each played key roles this season, all while maintaining glorious GPAs. Keel led the way with a historic year, earning multiple Player of the Year honors while averaging over 21 points per game, while Dudek averaged 12 points per contest with his fantastic shooting efficiency. Prevet and Miller also made steady contributions across all 35 games, helping the Cat Pack remain competitive throughout the season. The honor recognizes student athletes who balance high-level performance and competition with significant academic achievement. And keeping things on the court, the Detroit Pistons return to the floor tonight against the Atlanta Hawks, facing a key late-season test without star guard Cade Cunningham. Despite holding the top seed by a comfortable margin, Detroit enters the matchup navigating without its offensive centerpiece, placing a greater pressure on a roster that has thrived more on depth and defense than shot creation. The Pistons remain one of the league's most balanced teams, ranking among the top units defensively with elite numbers in steals, blocks, and opponent shooting percentages. Recent production, including a narrow win over LeBron and the Sith, aka the Los Angeles Lakers, suggests Detroit can adapt, but consistency remains a question without their glorious King Cunningham's presence. As the regular season winds down, the Pistons will look to lean on their defense and collective scoring effort to maintain momentum against a surging Atlanta squad. And sauce it over to the Red Wings. Hockeytown dropped a tight 3-2 decision to the Ottawa Senators on Tuesday night, closing out their homestand as the Eastern Conference playoff race continues to tighten. The man with the C patch, Dylan Larkin, made an immediate impact in his return from injury, scoring a power play goal in the third period to bring D-Town within 1, but the comeback ultimately fell short. A bright spot for the Red Wings came in the second period when NMU alumnus Dominic Shine found the back of the net, redirecting a pass into the goal for his third career NHL goal. Shine's tally cut into a 3-0 deficit and injected life into Detroit's offense, which struggled early against Ottawa netminder Linus Ullmark. Despite late pressure, the Red Wings were unable to tie it up, leaving important points on the table as they prepare for a crucial road matchup later this week. That's all I got for sports. Back to the desk.
Thanks, Dylan, for that sports breakdown, but that's all the time we have for today.
I'm Ashlyn Shadig.
And I'm Emily Goodacre. We'll see you tomorrow.
The preceding program was produced by WNMU TV, Northern Michigan University Public Television, in studios located in Elizabeth and Edgar Hardin Hall.